All right, so at the end of the day, I'll come back here and I'll go uptown. It's not really hard to navigate New York City. I've been here 30 years. Well, I think I'm coming up on my 30-year anniversary, actually. Been a long time. I'm out of the South, a little small town. We barely had a post office and a supermarket that's not even there anymore. And I moved to the big city and I've been here ever since. So it is what it is. I like it though. I enjoy New York. I was able to create a good success here in New York, so I'll take it. I would definitely take it. So I'm at the Brooklyn Bridge stop because we're at the Brooklyn Bridge. They bring Diddy over the bridge every day. They have him housed. It was so sad. Like, this guy's a billionaire, and yesterday they were talking about, I stayed over in court just to hear some of the logistics. And basically he has 300 minutes, but his lawyers can't talk to him because every time he tries to use the phone, they said the phone says he has no minutes. So it makes you wonder, like, what's really going on? This guy is fighting for his life. I mean, he's the one that got himself in this position. Don't get it twisted. But he can't even talk on the phone. I mean, I'm hearing stories about him being on a yacht. I mean, having a life where, imagine you have an assistant. He had many different assistants over the years. Your job is to get there before he wakes up, get his TV station on, all of his food, and you have to shadow him all day long until he decides to go to sleep. And that could be the next day. From what I heard, he used to go to the studio and sometimes wouldn't even come back until the next day. So it seems like Mia said that she basically worked 24 hours a day. On a good day, she could get 4 hours of sleep. On a bad day, 2. So this is the area where the World Trade Center fell. You can see the new building there. That's called the Oculus. So this is where it all went down. Back in 2001, when my mother was still living, she died from cancer. I was at work here in New York, and she was like, "You okay?" I'm like, what are you talking about, Mom?" She was like, "Yeah, they just ran some airplane." Now, she's in Boydton, Virginia, I guess, watching the news. She's like, "They just ran an airplane into the building," and that's when the first airplane hit. And then we know the rest of the story. So my mother was worried about me back in 2001. Rest in peace. At any rate, these are all the government buildings. Harvey Weinstein case is going on. If Diddy's case ends, and that's going on, I'll cover a little bit of that. But I'm definitely going to cover this kid that he killed the CEO of United Healthcare, Mangini or something like that. So I'll be covering that case. Stay tuned. People are already getting their affairs in line. Like, he has such a strong following with the young kids, and I've seen some of them. They're like, the healthcare system has taken the lives of so many people by not approving cancer research or surgeries. So this younger generation, they're less religious, and they have a whole new agenda, a whole new way of thinking. And now we're throwing AI into the mix. So it's amazing to see how every day this world is changing. But let's get back to the trial. I'm going to go through the last 2 days, and the story I'm going to tell you is going to be a really good one. So pay attention, all right? We started off, I get my day started at 3 o'clock every morning, so sometimes I don't even know what day it is. We don't end, I usually get home probably like 7 or 8 and do it again. But anyway, so let's go back to the video. I want to frame this so you can understand what's happening. We had the video at CNN that everybody saw, and that's basically what ignited this flame for Diddy. I doubt if he'd be sitting there today had that video not come out. How did the video come out? Well, we learned from Mike Piazza. He was a video specialist. He testified, and let me tell you, he gave a sharp testimony. But basically, the events happened, and it's all caught on surveillance at the Intercontinental Hotel out in the West Coast, right? Diddy and Cassie are participating in a freak-off. And they have a sex worker there that he has not taken the stand yet, by the name of Jules. He will be taking the stand, I would imagine. So now, it's a very complicated story, so you got to bear with me here. So in the video, Cassie comes down the hallway. Well, the reason why she's trying to get away is because she alleges that, and they've showed pictures and so forth, Diddy punched her in the eye, which many people have testified. I mean, the video sets the stage that Diddy was definitely beating her. You cannot deny that. So, the security guard, let me show you how sharp the government is, and you don't want to mess around with the government. The government is laying out this case, and they're telling this big story, and they said, listen, okay, here's the picture of the building, right? Imagine this building is Diddy's case. And every day they're filling in pieces of that puzzle. And it's very dramatic, and I don't know how anybody could beat it. That's how R. Kelly got hit with a RICO, just like Diddy. This RICO is very complicated, and basically, if you sneeze wrong, you could be spending the rest of your life in prison, especially if you're doing things that you shouldn't be doing. But at any rate, the security guard that responds, he comes out of the elevator, and it comes across in the case like he's so flabbergasted with Diddy. In fact, in the video yesterday, you could see him smiling when this girl, we're in the middle of an event where a lady has just been abused, which should never happen. You should never be putting your hands on women, kids, or anybody else for that matter. Because there are things in place that if something goes crazy, like down here at the courthouse, I mean, you can call the police or whatever you got to do. You don't have to go around hitting people. But at any rate, this guy says that he goes to the room, and he did testify that he saw a black male sitting on a bed. So you see how they're tying that case together? So now you have the security guard, who's now a police officer. He's identified that there's a black male sitting on a bed. So now, see how they put this case? They're putting this case together. Like, you're starting to corroborate all the different stories that Cassie told and so forth. I do not know how you could get around this. But if you have money, you might be able to, okay? So at any rate, this particular video, when this whole thing happens, it's like quite an eventful day. I could go on and on. One day I'm going to actually break it all down, but I want to keep it to the two witnesses that came on the stand in the last couple of days. On Wednesday we had Eddie Garcia, Spanish fellow, really big. He was the security guard on duty that day when this whole account happened that we saw the video on CNN. So after it happened, he reported to work at 2 o'clock. And basically, he's saying that he got a call from Diddy's assistant. Her name was Christina Crum, allegedly. She has not come to court yet, okay? And she's trying to see the video. She says Mr. Combs was really out of it, drunk, and he don't know what really happened. He wants to see the video. This guy goes by the letter of the law. It's hard to get a job nowadays, right? And he says, no, I can't do that. You have to talk to my manager. So let me speed up the story. Eventually she shows up in the lobby, and now they're talking about, we can do something for you. And the prosecutors are painting this picture that he was getting paid off, right? He would be paid off. Okay, so now he tells his manager that what Diddy's trying to do, and they laid out who the manager was. I imagine he'll be in court. Folks, this is the line for today. this new witness. Listen, we already had all these witnesses, right? Talking about how they were beaten in the freak off and all of this stuff. We have another witness. And they're opening, I've been in the courthouse every day. In the opening statements, I could write a book on this story. I mean, on this case. I've been so involved, you know what I mean? But anyway, we'll be going in today at 11, so everybody's here much earlier. So anyway, he spoke to his manager. Hey, how are you? And the manager basically said, "I'll do it for 50,000." So he went back and he told, "Hey, how are you? We got the New York Times in the house." Hey, she's the one that helped me or put out my article in the New York Times that got me in that has me in a documentary coming up. So I haven't totally committed to it. I want to see the big picture. But this is where we go in. On the left is where the public goes in. On the right is where the press goes in. Mr. Brian, how are you? Brian, I'm live, just so you know.
Well, here, let me be a kind gentleman and offer you a cup of coffee.
All right, Brian, can you tell the folks where you're from?
All I can tell you is I am the senior producer for Harvey Levin's TMZ, and I sit in the courtroom every day with this fine gentleman.
Oh, thank you. You're far too kind. You're far too kind.
Would you like it black or would you like it with some cream?
Light and sweet.
Light and sweet.
Yes, indeed. This is awfully kind of you. I was just telling my people I wanted Dunkin' Donuts today. And what do you know? I walk right into it, right? The universe is good.
We're going to give you a whole packet.
Oh, my goodness.
We're going to give you a second packet.
Oh, man. That's what I'm talking about. Thank you so much.
Whoop, there you go.
Mr. TMZ, thank you.
You have a great day. And don't forget, if you want to know what's going on, you check out tmz.com.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Brian. I'll get back with you in a little bit. So, all right. So let's go back to the story. Brian has been helping me. So, you know, this is not what I do. I'm an investor, and that's where I excel. But I have to raise the bar. I'm on Law and Crime and all these other. I'm going on another big station. They want me to do all this talking, which, you know, I'm more of a laid-back type of guy. So it is what it is. But I'll rise to the occasion. We're going to do this really. So anyway, getting back to the story, his manager, Eddie Garcia's manager at the hotel where Cassie was beaten, he said, "We'll take 50 grand. The guy lets Diddy know. And Diddy arranged and said, hey, he starts calling him Eddie My Angel. So Diddy gave him a little nickname. And so they arranged to get the money. He shows up to the hotel, I guess where they had arranged to meet Diddy. Diddy drops $100,000 on him. The problem is the guy, Flores, who was the security guard, he's one of those straight-laced guys, and they knew he would never go for it because Diddy wanted everybody's driver's license. So in other words, if you try to be a little snitch, he would be able to come back and get you and identify you. We've seen that in several cases in this case. So again, the government is laying out and showing Diddy to be running. They're trying to say he's running an enterprise. And they're also showing that he's threatening people's lives like a mob boss. So they're really trying to pin him down. So Diddy gave them $100,000. And here's the problem. Diddy pulls out a cash counting machine and he counts out that 100,000. And that really painted a picture like the prosecutor was like, oh, so he knew how to use this money machine? Oh yeah, he used it quite well. So the guy, he went back, he gave $50,000 to his manager. Now he gave $20,000 to this. So when the straight-laced guy, when they figured he wouldn't do it, they just put up a different guy named Henry, I think is Elias. They said, oh, Henry would do it. So anyway, Henry gave up his driver's license, even though he had nothing to do with the deal. And Henry got $20,000. And also, as far as, hold on one second, I'm sorry, man. Yeah. You need something? You good?
I just want to show you this 40-ass video.
Oh, okay, let me
when
finish.
I posted, I'll send it to you.
Okay, cool. All right, cool. So, at any rate, sorry about that, guys. So, 30,000 is what Eddie Garcia took. They never told us. A lot of things they never come back and explain. But he took his 30. He gave 20 to the guy Henry, and then his boss or manager got 50,000. And so, they paint it out. The prosecutors are so sharp. They ask the right questions. So now you're starting to see. The guy says that it was valet parking, and when he called his car, Diddy walked him out to his car, and Diddy called his car, and he's like, "Oh my goodness, I thought Diddy was gonna follow me." And the prosecutor says, "Well, did anybody follow you?" And he said, "No." So at any rate, the feds came and shook them down. And so all of these individuals, like in a regular case, if I were involved, they'd all be listed as co-conspirators. I covered Donald Trump's case, and I told everybody on my Facebook, I said, when his attorney took that hit, his name was Michael Cohen. Hey, how are you, man? Tell the people what's happening.
What's happening today, it's going to be a late start. We expect to get in the courtroom around 10:30, 11 o'clock. We have the surprise witness, Jane, who will be testifying. There will be a continuation of the prior witness. I just call her the balcony girl. Why I call her the balcony girl? Because she claims that Puff held her over a balcony. While we haven't substantiated that fully, there was a lot of drugs involved. Shout out to witness Westmoreland. She is so meticulous. Every objection I've accounted that the prosecution made, it was sustained by the judge. How about that?
Beautiful job. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. All right. So the feds obviously picked them up, and they went on a ticket. I was telling you about what happened with Donald Trump. When he was arrested, when Michael Cohen, his attorney, was arrested, in court they listed that there was an anonymous co-conspirator. Well, Donald Trump was the president at that very moment, so obviously they weren't going to name him at that time. But remember what happened when Trump came out of office. The feds came for him, and the only way he was saved from it, because I attended the trial, and he received 34 felonies. Donald Trump, a former president, 34 felonies down here in this same Southern District of New York. They're not playing games with you, and if you mess around with them, you can get locked up for life. So that was Eddie Garcia's story, and once again, these are all the people that are lining up. They usually take 14 of us into the courtroom. Yesterday, they only took 12. So today, on the public side, I am number one. So yeah, usually I'm number one going in. And sometimes I'll get people in that I kind of like or I want to do business with. It is what it is, All right, so let's move on to another witness. So we have the camera expert. His name is, hold on, let me just take care of one thing here, all right? I'm right with John. Yeah, I'm with John. Okay. And Tisa too. All right, cool. So I'm solidified because people get crazy about their spot in line, and I don't want no smoke, and I don't want to give anybody no smoke, So anyway, Eddie Garcia, let's get back to the story. So basically what I was saying, I brought up Donald Trump to tell you that once they label you as a co-conspirator, sometimes, like in the case of Trump, they held him as anonymous until he came out of office, and then they put the screws to him, and not even Donald Trump with all of his money or whatever could escape this Southern District. Now, why do I bring this up? I'm not just babbling. In this particular case, there's so many co-conspirators that have committed crimes. I mean, even Cassie has committed crimes. But if you want to get around that time and losing like Diddy, potentially losing all of your assets and having everything frozen, you have to promise to cooperate with the government. And in this case, that's why Diddy is listed as the only person, because everybody else basically took a deal. If you want to call it a rat, a snitch, or whatever, people are not trying to go to jail when all this stuff falls down. It's all good when everybody's making money. But when the feds come for you, a lot of people fold when they start thinking about living the rest of their lives in a prison cell. So That's why you have Diddy on trial in a RICO by himself, because everybody else pretty much cooperated. I had an attorney on my channel breaking that down. You guys can catch us on Sundays at 2 o'clock. He's a criminal attorney that represented the likes at some point of Big Meech and these other trials as well. So definitely follow, like the material, you know. I'm giving you guys the inside story. I come every day. All I do is sit in here and take notes. Then at the end of the day, I go on about 3 or 4 different people's channels, breaking down the notes. And that's why my name recognition is so heavy right now. From the likes of Tasha K, which I really appreciate her to the fullest, because she was the first person that pulled me in. And you know, Tasha K has that name recognition. Myron Gaines was here and we teamed up. So I go on his channel pretty much religiously every day. But as most of you that know my channel from before, I've always been, you know, my history is a religious background. So I'm in a Bible scholarship program, and I usually go on Sarnetta's channel to debate people about the Bible. So now I'm all over Sarnetta's channel, usually around 8 o'clock. That's where I'll land my plane with my last show with Sarnetta Studios, because he's always been good to me. And yesterday he interviewed me right here in front of the courthouse, and today we'll do the same thing. All right, so getting back to the case, they brought in the accountant, actually the CFO, but he did all the accounting for Diddy. He was the last witness on Wednesday. We sat all day, and when I tell you everybody was falling asleep, even Diddy was struggling to stay awake. The jurors were pretty much struggling and falling asleep, everybody, right? They did all this questioning him to prove, and it all boiled down. We went through all of Diddy's corporations, and I'm telling you, the government has everything. You can't get away, not that you should want to get away with something, but the government had everything on Diddy. And even the transcripts, invoices from the hotel, they did all that just to prove that Diddy had, when he found out that Cassie was cheating with Kid Cudi, he had asked that Cassie's parents send him $20,000, and he was threatened to release those sex videos that him and Cassie had made with these sex workers. So they went out and took a loan, folks. Took out a loan and wired Diddy that $20,000. And in court, they brought in the CFO that worked for Diddy for almost like 20 years. They brought him in, and he showed how all of it tied tight, that $20,000 that Diddy was behind it. But here's the thing about it. For no reason at all, the next day, Diddy he sent the money right back to them. So it was almost like the moral of the story. But you know, the government, they're not going to frame it that way. The government, they're framing that in a it has much more consequences. The fact that he did that, he also threatened to release the sex tapes on her parents' jobs. So they're really painting a bad picture. So then we get into yesterday. Yesterday they had what's up, Buddha, what's happening?
Everything black?
Yesterday they had, sorry, so many people talking and whatnot. In the morning, they had the video expert come in. So let me just tell you, hey, what's up? Tell the people who you are, man.
OOTAONGO, Uda Ongo, and I'm here with Watching the World 777, putting in that pain, putting in that time, traveling, all of that back and forth. He in Diddy court, giving y'all a scoop. Y'all need to be tapping in with the real people that's really tapped in. You know what I'm saying? Everybody be acting like they tapped in. This is real people that's tapped in. You gotta look in my eyes when I tell you some things. Trust me. Make sure y'all subscribing. See how I caught that? Make sure you subscribing to this channel. Not mine. You subscribe if you want to. This channel right here. Watching the World. Tap in. Trust me. When it all plays out and it's said and done, you're gonna see who's really tapped in. Don't follow the hype. Follow Watching the World, son. Trust me. You're gonna see some looks and some perspectives. Listen, I done seen some content that he got right now that y'all wanna see. And he ain't like a clout chaser, so he ain't rushing to throw up every little thing. This man's having conversations with all the who's of the who's out here. Trust me, in that building. Point to the building, let them see. Show
Yes,
them
sir.
the building.
Yes, sir.
In that, trust me. So make sure y'all in Watching the World 777.
Thank you, brother.
I'll let you know.
All right, go show him some love, everybody. So let's get back to yesterday. Yesterday morning, they had Mike Piazza. He was the video expert. So here's the thing, guys, with the video. As I started to explain, you have the surveillance video from different angles that basically they painted a picture that Diddy, this is the video that Diddy was paying to make go away. There's still some discrepancies there because something's not adding up with even the government story about this video, but I'll get to that later. But I want to show you guys some facts about it. But at any rate, the reason why the video came out on CNN is because this security guard that I told you about named Israel Flores, he took out his cell phone and he had taken, while he was at work that day, and he did a video. He took a video of a video just because he wanted to go home and show it to his wife. And that's the video that ended up going on CNN years later. After Diddy started having problems with these major companies, they brought out like Diageo and some of these other companies. The defense was trying to insinuate that Diddy's going down because he went after the system. And they tell a very compelling story that, you know, these people, Jay-Z had said in a song with, I forget the name of it, One Republic, I think. He says they, with the same sword they knight you with, they good knight you. So they raise you up, and if you don't comply, they tear you down. And that's the reality of a lot of, especially black men in America. I'm just telling you from what I see. I'm not an advocate for any craziness, but this is coming out in court. Diddy, when he sued Diageo, his whole world came tumbling down, and all this stuff kind of, you know, was set to flame. It is what it is. It's coming out in court, so I'm speaking on it. So that video is what sparked everything. Now, here's the issue. That video, the specialists, the defense did not want them to play the corrected video because what happens is Mike Piazza, he talked about frame rate yesterday in court. So basically, every second, like I don't understand. I'm taking video right now, right? But on a good phone or a good camera, the phone is taking 30 pictures a second, and that's how you get these videos, right? Okay, so in this particular case, for some of the video, instead of having 30 per second, it was 21 per second. So when it turns into 21 per second, it shows Diddy coming down the hallway, right? And because it's less frames, it makes Diddy come down the hallway much faster than he did in the original video. So you see how the science of it all, you start to realize that this is real serious. So I have to go down where it's quieter. I'm sorry, guys. I just can't. I'm trying to tell you guys the facts, and so just let me get down here. Let me move out the way. Just bear with me 1 minute here so I can tell a real story without having to process everybody else's thoughts. Okay, so anyway, the defense was arguing that basically it's not depicting Diddy in the right way because of the frame rate. He was looking like he was running down the hall and kicking, came down and to beat Cassie, when in actuality, when they slowed the video down and showed us the original, he's actually walking. So frame rates in a video can change the whole perspective, okay? The other thing is they changed the aspect ratio. So it appeared, you know how Diddy in the video, he looks so wide, and I'm like, man, Diddy's a big guy. Well, he's definitely not a big guy, but the Mike Piazza guy, I believe, allegedly, or someone changed the aspect ratio and it made Diddy look much bigger when he came down to kick them. And the defense was painting a picture like a lot of these things that they're doing in the case is by design to make Diddy appear, you know, I mean, hey, he's been beating people, he's a monster, but, you know, They're trying to definitely paint that picture even. They're trying to make it very vivid, you know what I mean? So at any rate, we saw the video. Now here's the issue. The guy was really sharp, and they cross-examined him yesterday in court. And believe me, I'm paying attention, and in my real life, I'm a pretty sharp guy, right? So I'm not going to tell you something. If a person has on a red shirt, I'm not the guy that's going to tell you it's orange just to get a click. I don't care about these clicks or anything else. I just want to cover this case. This is just my passion, right? At any rate, there's Tisa Tells. She's on it this morning as well. So the defense, basically, they kept drawing this thing out. Like, I was getting to a point where I thought they were going to say, I think it was Gallegos, I thought she was going to point out, like, oh, you see how, because he was explaining how the timestamps were off, and he just says he couldn't explain why. So it did come across that the video was not legitimate, and I think the defense early on was trying to paint a picture that the video was made up. But at the end of the day, sitting there listening to everything, it just did not land the way they wanted it, if that's what they were trying to do. And they never really substantiated that the video was not reflecting what happened to her. And it makes it even more complicated because you have other people coming in giving testimony about being there. And the security guard, he talks about what Diddy was doing. So it was very damning, just to say the least, okay? So that was that witness. Let me get to the last witness of yesterday. So yesterday, I usually don't try to say this, but I'll say it for my audience, you guys. We have 200 and some people in here right now. Hit the like button, bring more awareness to the channel. I had, as of lunch yesterday, I had the prosecution winning 60, and I had Diddy at 40, as far as the defense. Now, that's just not, like, I'm not a fan of anything about this. I'm just here to report it. And when this case is over, I'll go report on something else until I raise my bar up. But that's just me. I'm just giving you guys some inside insight. So, at any rate, after the last witness came on, she basically told a story. She was just like Mia, right? And sometimes I go on these channels and people get so mad at me when I'm just stating the facts of what I saw. But I'm not saying that they were not abused. That's not the point. I'm saying that the defense did a good job in creating reasonable doubt. That's just the system. We're talking about looking at a case as a spectator, nothing more than that. What I feel about the victim and whether they were abused, I don't really question people when they say they were abused, because sometimes, right, a person can consent. Like, even in a relationship with women, they can consent 99 times. But if they said no on one night, which was the 100th time, then you're violating. That's it. That's the bottom line. There's no discussion. So just because a person is happy and want to do it with you or whatever they want to do all these times, there just may be a time when they say no. Everything comes to an end, even life itself, right? So let's get it clear. People like to listen to something for 5 seconds that I might say, and then they come in with their whole, oh, you're a Diddy fan. Oh, no. I'm here to give you guys an inside scoop. It is what it is. So I say all that to say this, and then I'll go. She told the story just like Mia. Diddy beating them. Diddy hung her over the balcony. And I mean, imagine that. Remember, we heard a similar story allegedly with Suge Knight. Suge Knight hanging, I think it was Vanilla Ice, over the balcony. So she told a story just like that. She had a female cross-examine her. Diddy's attorney, Westmoreland. You probably see her around. She's a African-American, really sharp attorney. And she really broke the girl down. And the girl revealed, her name was Bonna. She revealed that basically when Cassie filed her lawsuit, that's what it compelled her to go file her lawsuit for $10 million. And not only that, she met with Cassie like 3 or 4 days, and they had to put their stories together. This is what she said on the stand, folks. She said, right, they had to determine like what we're going to use for location. Oh, I have a balcony in my house. Oh, there's a balcony at this hotel. So they didn't know the location, the time. One of them was saying, oh, it happened around such and such, let's say around Christmas. Another one said, no, it was around her birthday. So they basically put all this together. Now here's the problem for the case, and I'm definitely speaking on it. Most of the victims in this case, they all are still talking to each other. So now you have one of them coming on the stand, like they asked her, when the last time you talked to Cassie? And some of them are saying, I just talked to her, she just had the baby, boom, boom, boom. So this is a real problem when you still have these people who are cooperating with the government and they're all friends and cahoots in some way, allegedly. This is what's coming out in court. Like, to me, that's not, there's something with that, right? That's all I'm going to say about that. But by the end of the day yesterday, and she'll come back and take the stand again today, all she was saying is, I don't know. Can you rephrase the question? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Like all day long. Everybody in the courthouse, and this is when Diddy came alive, because he stood up. Well, he didn't stand up, but he basically painted the picture. Oh, Lord, let me go. I think we got to get in line. Let me just make sure. Oh, boy. We have to secure our place in line or else. Anyway, just sit tight. All right. That would have been crazy. So we have to secure our place in line, or else we won't be in the line. So I'm number one, but I was over here chatting. So. Sorry. All right. So,
I'll talk to y'all in line.
Guys, give me a second now. Once I'm in my spot in line,
I'm definitely still gonna reach out to you. It's been so busy this week, but definitely. Okay.
I almost lost. I was down here talking to my. You sure you're good?
They're just letting press up, right? Is anybody
I'm not tripping on it, but I just.
They're letting press in. Yeah, press are going in
So
first.
guys, you get to see the ruckus.
I know you missed the press. Hey.
I'm General Public. Right, yeah, James, that's
So this is the press going in, guys. Then once I solidify my place in line, I'll go get some breakfast. Good thing I didn't leave, right? Because people are serious. But well, it's not a lot of people here from the public though, so we're all pretty much good today.
now we have public.
So just sit tight, everybody, and I'll come up. We'll finish off this
No,
story.
public line is, guys, public line is back here.
Public line is back here.
No, we're on the side. We have numbers. What number are you? Sorry. Oh, you guys are the ones. Okay. Matt, all right, respect.
Well, we don't want to block the walk.
John, what number is it?
Yeah, we're going in that line. Yeah.
All right, cool.
Yeah, you're going to go to the left.
So I would say solidify your place because they're gonna try to.
He was not here.
Hey, he was not there.
He has to wait till he wants.
Hey John, work out the number so because they're saying they were here ahead of you, so just take care of that.
Public.
Yeah, Terry has me on the list.
This is my spot.
I'm here.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
No, it's all right. Don't worry about it. All right. So anyway, all right. So we're all set now. And today we have to wait till 11.
Oh, thank you.
All right, good deal. All right, so let me just finish up for you guys. So at the end of the day yesterday, basically, the last witness, all the stories that she basically told, and then she had met with the government so many different times, right? The government, and the last victim, Mia, they met with her 27 times, and they have to document it all. So they met with her all those times, and she never told these stories that she told after she filed the lawsuit for $10 million. So to me, it's a broad case. So I'm only speaking on one day, one time, or what have you. The government is proving a lot of stuff. So I'm not naive enough to believe, like, just because that happened yesterday, that the government can't put the screws to Diddy. Don't get me wrong. But what I'm saying is, when these things happen, it definitely brings enough question there that some of the jurors might swing or what have you. We just don't know. So the moral of the story is, we have to wait to the very end and then come to a determination, and we'll see what the jurors think. But so far, it's a very interesting trial. It looks like we'll go into July the 4th based on what's being said. So it's definitely a big commitment. But in the end, I'll have all the facts. I'll have a general idea of what I thought about this case. And it's something that I'll definitely report on for a very long time as I keep adding different cases to my catalog. So thank you guys for tuning in. I'm going to try to grab something to eat now that I have my place in line. But you see how easy I lost my number one spot because I was on with you guys. And these people just come running in or what have you. But I'm still good to get into the main courtroom, Tisa and I. So we good. Yeah, we're technically in the front, but they all jumped in the line.
Okay, but it's fine.
But we're good. We're good.
We're good? All right, yep. I'll be right back.
All right, I got it. Don't stress it. Just leave it there. Tisa, say hi. Say hi to Watching the World, folks.
Hey, everybody. Hello out there to the Watching the World family. Y'all make sure y'all show some mail, like, subscribe, comment, run those numbers up for him. You know, he is out here doing the Lord's work, truly, covering the Diddy trial and all the mess that's going on in and outside of the courtroom. If you want informed, but funny, but very insightful views on what's going on, make sure y'all subscribe. You know what I do. All right.
Thank you.
No problem.
I got you. Don't worry about it. Good job on the channel last night.
Thank you.
What was that? What channel were you on last night? Was that
No,
you?
it was ABC.
ABC? Yeah. Great job.
I'll
Great
talk
job.
to you about it.
All right, later. All right, so anyway. You guys give a shout out to Tisa Tell. She's definitely covering this case like crazy. So it's a lot of work, folks. But I have to get something to eat, or else I can't sit in there all. Well, actually, we don't go until 11, so everything is all right. So I'll go to the cafeteria and grab something eventually. I don't want to eat at Starbucks again today. I'm starting to look like Starbucks. I've been eating there so long, and the coffee is horrible. You know, I'm sorry. This is my opinion. I've been buying it so I can speak on it. All right, guys. You know what I'll do for you? I'm done talking. I'm not a big talker. But I will leave the stream up so you guys can see what's happening. Let me just hook up my tripod. And you can see this is where the big league is. And these are all the YouTubers and people that come for whatever various reasons.
Sorry about that. They just waved me over and I didn't.
So let me fix this for you guys. Just sit tight. And like the video. If anything exciting happen, I'll come back on for a few minutes. But I'll let you guys hang out. But I've talked enough for one morning. I've reached my quota for the day as far as words. So here we go. Let me get this hooked up for you guys. But like the video at least. So YouTube will show the video to more people and help the channel grow. You guys have been doing that and it's been growing. And I appreciate you guys for that too. Yeah. It's me, folks. Let me get you guys set up. You guys can hang out because I see a lot of people in here now. So, and I'll check out the comments and see if I can see what's going on. so let's see what we got here. Okay. Yep, she was on ABC News last night. That's Tisa Tells. We're out here making history. We have to cover each other back out here because there's a lot of crazy folks, especially these content creators that are trying to get clout. You know, but I don't be going for all that nonsense, so they don't mess with me too much. I don't play those type of games. So anyway, let's see what we got here. We got Deborah. Deborah is a big supporter of mine. Deborah, you have to send me a message about what you thought about my Law and Crime. I would like to know what you thought. Some people beat me up pretty bad. Most of them were supportive, but like I said, they only questioned me about one morning and what happened, and I said that Brian still did a great job, which he did. But the people went crazy because they said, "Oh, you're a Diddy supporter." Like, just because I said his attorney cross-examined somebody, well, you guys call me a Diddy supporter. You got to be out of your mind. Anyway, I ain't tripping on it. Okay, so Starbucks coffee, yeah. Never Starbucks, yeah, exactly. When I'm desperate, I'll have it if there's no other option. Good morning. Hi, Tisa. Love Mel. He's got to eat now. Right on. Thank you. Missed the second show. That's Deborah. I'll tell Tisa what you said. Diddy will enjoy that belt. Man, okay. Imagine listening to this woman all day. You need a wood chipper. That's from Sean L. Hey, what's up? Sylvia, come tell the folks about yourself. This is Sylvia. She has a nice channel on YouTube. Tell them who you are.
Hey guys, how you guys doing? I am Infamous Sylvia on all platforms. What do you want me to say?
No, that's all. Just tell them who you are. Tell them what where you're from. And
Well, I'm originally from New York, but I live in Georgia, and I've been covering cases.
And I heard you covered the R. Kelly case,
I
right?
did R. Kelly, both cases. I did YSL. I'm the longest content creator that was there from day one since 2022, and I got in trouble a couple of times.
You did?
Yeah. So y'all should know me from getting in trouble with my camera.
Oh, yeah. Was R. Kelly case laid out like this with the RICO?
Yeah. The first one, the one in New York, which is the Northern District, was laid out just like that. But it was during COVID, so there's a lot of things that happened is totally difficult. There wasn't a lot of people allowed inside the court.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and they had the social distancing and stuff.
Oh, okay.
So everybody was in the overflow. The only people that was inside was like the witness and the defendant's family.
Oh, okay. So I'm going to have you come on the channel and talk about that, because I think it's important to hear about R. Kelly case to understand this whole RICO, because it was a one-man band RICO too, right?
Yes, it was. Yes.
Okay, good. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right.
And Infamous Sylvia on YouTube and all platforms. Go like her. Give her some support, folks. We're out here covering this.
Yes.
Giving you guys the background of the whole case,
That's right. See y'all later.
Thank you. All right. So, yeah, folks, this is not easy. This is like a full-time job. But fortunately, in my life, I'm at a place where I can afford to do this. Not everybody can. And because of that, you guys are able to get this kind of... I'm the only black guy. Not that it's about color, but I'm just trying to help you guys understand. I'm the only black guy that's been in this courtroom every day. So that's why I'm getting all these requests now to be on TV and whatnot. But everybody want to know my perspective or what have you. So this has been a big commitment. And it takes a bit of getting comfortable, because I'm not a people's person like that. I usually can navigate through life very easily because I'm an investor. I'll leave it at that. All right, so anyway, and I don't ask for money, so you guys, it's very expensive to do this. So you get the picture. I'm doing this on my own. I need to talk to the court clerk. Yeah, I have to talk to him today. Anyway, I'll get to that later. All right, let's see. Maybe Diddy just needs a good belt on his bottom. Yeah, my grandmother would have said that. She would have beat the hell out of him. All right. Let's see. Dave Goodwin. Sean L. says Dave Goodwin needs to be investigated. Anyone that's if there's a case that's coming up and you guys need me to cover it, I would cover it. Especially if it's something about abuse, kidnapping, or finding a missing person or something. If you want me to shed light on it, I'm up here with all the big leaguers. You guys can you can email me at I don't even know my Watching the World with 2 O's in world for my email because I couldn't get the original one. So it's on my information page for my YouTube. That's how the that's how the TV stations have contacted me anyway. So I'm sorry.
Eastern Pennsylvania.
When you go upstairs, you show them your ID so that they can know that you're on.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
How many seats?
I'm sorry.
Nine people.
Hold on, guys. 1 second.
14? I'll take it behind me. Right.
I need to get in front of you. I'm sorry. Thank you.
Okay.
All right, good. I'm sorry.
You have your ID?
Yeah. Guys, just hold on 1 second. I'm sorry. Let me get this out of your way.
You know how difficult is my arm? My arm?
Thank you so much.
Hold on. You have to get. Hey, Tisa.
A lot of them were.
Did you give her your ID?
A lot of them were.
They're taking ID. Okay, you get
But when you go upstairs, you have to present it.
Oh, okay, good. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right. All right, so they changed the system up now because people have released the name of the first victim, Mia. So now they want to hold you accountable, and they probably want to run background checks and all that stuff. So, which is not a bad idea for a case like this. All right, let's get back to it. Right. It says, David Goodwin says, free P. Diddy protest June 19th, 8 to 8 p.m. Send me an email, David, and I'll put your message out there. I have a lot of time on my hands this morning because we can't even go into court till 11. So you guys you're getting first-hand look. They've never asked for ID before, but now they're asking for ID for the first time.
I gave my ID. My name's on the list.
Yeah. So anyway, this is very interesting. They want to hold people accountable for putting out information. Okay, so Inspector Gadget voice. Yeah, you're right. Tell him 50 said, what's up? Sean L. Okay, good. Tisa. Oh, heck, are you getting the front row? Yeah, that's what I'll get. I'll get in the front row. I'm in the number zone. So I should have been much closer to 1, but I was talking and I wasn't paying attention. So I'm still 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm number 5. It ain't no big deal. Okay, let's see. I missed the trial yesterday. Lynn D. This guy says I sound like his uncle. That's crazy. It is what it is. It's hard to comment when people don't even show their picture or their name. They give you some alias. And they say whatever they want to say. So it is what it is. I'm out here in the forefront, so it is what it is. Okay, so he's not. Okay. All right, Peacher says he's not reading his comments. Okay. Nope, I'm not reading the comments. Sharon Fitness says Cassie is a participant in all of her. Yep. Okay, Sean L says rich people's actions dictate how the poor live. You got that right. That's probably one of the best comments I've seen all day. Okay. Don Rashad, yeah, that was definitely a crazy event. Another one that the defense attorneys really tore apart as well. All right, perjury, Mia and Don Rashad, that's what J.E. says. Sean Fitness says, I don't care what the rich do. Okay, very good. Peaches says, have you ever talked to Gene? Yes, I knew Gene before the trial, so yeah, I know Gene deal outside of this. Okay, Sean L, glad you stated that, sir. Whatever I said at that particular moment. Peaches says, Tisa is not live yet. Sean L says, yeah, sounds like the right things. Are they child molesters? Well, in this case so far, there has been nothing about child molestation, so we want to stay with whatever's in court. Drug addicts and, yeah, you're right, rapists, yep. Those accusations have been, brought up in court. David Goodwin, shout out to you, sir. I'm glad you said that this dude is for the right things. Thank you. A lot of the comments be negative, so it's good to see some positivity. Nope, Sean L, I'm not for Diddy. I'm independently covering this story. It's almost like saying I was for Trump because I went to his trial and I talked about it. Come on, guys, you got to raise the bar. David Goodwin, Jesus Christ Judge. Not thank you, Jesus Christ. David is for Jesus. Peaches, whoever support Diddy and all these things he does goes to show the evil too. Better get right with God's judgment. Absolutely. I can definitely vouch for you on that one. We shouldn't be out here doing crazy stuff. Let's see here. Oh, we got Kenny Watts here from England. Then D says, well, I don't want to say that. Then Jay-Z will be coming after the little guys. I did not see that in the media about Jay-Z, so I don't want to really even say it. David Goodwin, Jesus Christ forgives. Okay, David, we could talk about that. I'm in the Bible scholarship program, so I could definitely swing with you when it comes to the Bible. I love to have those discussions, and I'm good at it. Okay, J.E. Cassie wanted fame and money. She was calling escorts without P. Diddy and taking drugs for Dolo without P. Diddy. Yeah, yesterday in court it came out that Cassie and this witness, Bonner, basically that they called, what did the attorney bring out? That they were drug partners, drug dealing partners. That's what was insinuated in court allegedly yesterday. The girl, Bonner, would run out of money basically from what under cross-examination, and Cassie would be the funder, but yet the government has framed this that Cassie was basically like locked away in time just under Diddy's control, but other witnesses are coming in, and mind you, these are still the prosecutor's witnesses, and they're hurting their own case from what I see, but sorry guys. Does not mean that, I forgot what I was saying now. Oh, doesn't mean that they won't win this case. Don't get it twisted. It's overwhelming. I mean, every day they're dropping more and more kidnapping, burglary. Now, the burglary turned out to be trespassing, so let's be accurate. On the police report, it went down as trespassing, but even in the media, they're saying, oh, he did burglary. They're not paying attention in court, folks, and that's why I'm here. Also, the arson, the burning the car. Capricorn Clark put Diddy in the house. What's the problem? You know what I mean? Like, how can you get around all this stuff? I don't know how he can do it, but I'm here just to give you guys a bit of the journey. And today I have a show that's going to be very interesting tonight with the legal analyst. I think you guys should come on and check it out tonight around 8 o'clock. But please like and share, get the message out. I'll be here however long this trial goes, so you guys get an inside look. So that's it for today, folks. I'm going to go grab some breakfast now. In the future, I'll do better at reading the comments. I'm new to this, so, it's, I have to raise the bar. J.E. has said that Cassie was a co-conspirator, period. Yeah. Yep. Dylan Land says, what negative comments? Suck it up, buttercup. Yep, that's the way you do it.
I hear it actually. People ask me that all the
Yeah.
time. Yeah, I'm like, I'm bilingual.
Thank you, lovely, for subscribing. I appreciate you. You guys, if you want to reach out, you guys want to submit a video yourself and tell everybody what you think. Let it be under 55 seconds, okay? You email it to me. And if you have a channel or something, I'll promote you. But yeah, I want to know what you guys think, how we're doing so far. Listen, when I decided to do this, you know, it's not my normal thing. So I have to be prepared to take on the lousy trollers, the media. Sometimes people do shows about you. I have to be willing to take on all of that. So I'm not a coward. So bring it on. It all helps to keep the channel rolling. So I'm not afraid. I take it all on. I'm all man. So, you know, if you don't like it, God bless America. That's what I say about it. All right. Thank you guys. But I love you. I love those that love you. You know, that's my motto for today. Love those that love you. And the rest of it is all just sounds in the background. That's all. One person love you, the other one hate you. It all make the day go by. So take care. I'll be back on. Let me save a little battery for the end of the day. And again, send me material. If you support me, I'm going to support you. Send me a video. Listen, it's difficult for me to do this, so you can do it too. Send me videos. I'll put it on my shorts. We're getting a lot of views. It's only going to go up. So participate and tell us. The question I'll give you is, do you think the government has a solid case against Diddy? Answer that. Email it to WatchingTheWorld, world with 2 O's, at gmail.com. And I'll see you guys later on today. Thank you.